everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 disability tropes in fiction that I hate. I've been looking forward to doing this video since I had the idea. My writing disabled characters video has been one of my most popular ones, as has my other trope videos, so it only seemed natural that I break down the 5 disability tropes that I really hate in fiction. So number 1, the inspirational cripple. You know what I'm talking about. The disabled person is added because they showcase how hard their life is. And it shows all the able people just how they shouldn't complain because the disabled person has it worse. This really grinds my gears on so many levels, not just because it's harmful, but because we're not here to be your inspiration. Just because I can't walk, it doesn't mean that every able person I meet has to run a marathon because what's their excuse? I hate that phrase. It implies that I simply can't do things because my disability is used as an excuse, and that's just crap. This character is usually only brought about when the protagonist needs a kick up the backside, and there are so many different ways to do that without using a disabled person as a shining inspiration. Oh, just because I can breathe and type, oh what wonderful inspiring I am. No, stop, enough with that crap. So you can probably get why I hate this trope, and it's one that just needs to die already. I've not met one disabled person who doesn't already hate this kind of thinking, though I am sure there are some out there who don't. It's just a bad trope and poor writing, and it's not something you should aspire to keep in your work. Number 2. Dying to further the pain of the protagonist. This usually happens when the disabled person is either a rare love interest or a sibling that the protagonist defends and dotes on. And what happens is they end up getting sick and dying or being killed, and it's never about their life, but about how their pain helped the protagonist to move on and take on the task ahead of them. They're doing it for them. And while this can be done in a way that works, it's really rare. It's most likely something where the protagonist wasn't sure if they could do the task ahead of them, but now with the disabled person out of the way, suddenly they have dug deep and able to manage. I know what you're going to say, but doesn't that happen with other characters too? Aren't there times when the protagonist is spurred on by the death of a loved one? How is this any different? To be honest, I don't like when that happens either, really. But when it's a disabled character, there's usually not much attributed to the character initially. They seriously could have been anyone, and now they're dead because the protagonist needed a kick up the backside. It just smacks of depersonalizing a character, and I don't think that's ever okay. Number 3. The bitter cripple, which is probably what I sound like right now. You've all seen this one. They're the character with an attitude problem that's always linked to the fact that they're disabled in some way. Now, I'm not for one moment saying that there aren't people out there who are bitter about being disabled. I'm sure there are. But when it's done in fiction, it's always seen as a reason to pity them. Like poor Bob, he's disabled, and that's why he's always grouchy. Feel sorry for him rather than maybe ask him if he needs help. And it grinds my gears because there are always going to be times when I'm more touchy than others. Being in pain 24/7 does that to a person, but I don't want nor need pity, and the majority of disabled people feel the same way. So while this is something that happens from time to time, creating a character around this trope is harmful as well. It gives the impression that you can't ever be happy and disabled, which is crap as well. I've been sick a long time, I've been disabled a long time. I have days when it sucks and I have more days when it doesn't. By presenting a character who's bitter and angry every moment of every exchange, you're pushing a narrative that harms disabled people, and it's not cool. Number 4. Nearly disabled and better off dead. This one. I'm sure you've all heard the book that did this trope so badly that it got made into a film. The idea that when you become disabled you are better off dead is so fucking harmful. It's usually a case of a young, able-bodied person having an accident that leaves them disabled and in a wheelchair, and suddenly their life is over. Better to start writing the will now and moving off this mortal coil, because there's nothing good about being disabled, right? I mean, do I really need to spell it out for you? You've got people reading this who will, most likely, one day get older and frail, or in the prime of their life have an accident or get sick and end up in a wheelchair. Hell, it happened to me. But life does not end there, and it doesn't have to for anyone else. You can do a hell of a lot of things while being disabled. You don't have to sell everything and revert to a life of nothing. They don't make you give up fun when you get a wheelchair. You're certainly not better off dead. You can live a full life in a wheelchair, and you can do a hell of a lot of the same things able people do. So writing a story where a character is better off dead because of that new disability just speaks of lack of research and also a lack of respect and care of those who are disabled. Did getting sick suck? Yes. Did I have to adapt to a different life? Also yes. Did my life end because of it all? No, not at all. Don't do this, it's wrong and sends a horrible message to vulnerable people who may be facing those hurdles for themselves. And number 5, magically cured for reasons. This usually happens when, for plot reasons, a main character is given a disability. Shock horror, they are paralysed or injured in some way that means they won't ever walk or can't do the job they've dreamed of. And they go through the whole book adapting to this new life. They get better and better at navigating life as a disabled person. And then right at the end, they're magically cured. Do I really need to explain why this pisses me and a number of other disabled readers off? You've basically done the work, you've had the character grow and change, and you're sending out, hopefully, a positive message to other readers who might share the injury or something like that, and then, just like that, you smack them in the face with something they can never have. You tell them the only way to be disabled is to make sure you can be cured because no one wants to read about a character like them. You're telling them they're worthless. I mean, I could go on and on about this because a famous author did it in a way that erased disability from their canon, and I get what they were intending, but erasing disability is not the way to be inclusive. It's a way to say to all disabled people, we'd rather you just didn't exist. And if you don't think that's wrong, then you're on the wrong channel. So yeah, don't do that. So there we have it, my 5 tropes in fiction that really piss me off when it comes to disabled characters. There are no words for some of these, and I'm sure there are more, but those were the 5 that I could think of. So do you have any disability tropes in fiction that really, really annoy you? Or do you have any questions about ones that maybe you're not sure about? Let me know in the comments down below. That's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media and my books are available everywhere. And don't forget to pick up Dying Thoughts 8th Ending or Lights Out. All the links to which are listed below. Thanks for watching and remember to keep writing. Bye.